Now on CoastTV News.
A cold front is moving through Delmarva this morning. Some dense fog out ahead of it, and unfortunately no rain with the front. Cooler and breezy conditions today as the drought conditions worsen. Details coming up.
Maryland early voting begins as the presidential candidates campaign in other states. The details where you can cast your vote on the Eastern Shore.
Prioritizing pedestrian safety, I'll tell you which is the latest coastal town to talk about ways to keep people safe.
Grading the coastal bays, we'll see if those along the Worcester County coast continue to have improvement.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And we continue with our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Paige Marley. It's Thursday, October 24th, 2024.
12 days to Election Day, Paige. How about this one? 1 week from Halloween.
What? Bob, can you believe this craziness?
I can't believe it. 1 week until Halloween, and it's a couple months till Christmas, and it still feels like it's summertime. It's unbelievable. Good morning, guys. We do have better visibility now, about 10 miles in Salisbury, Georgetown, and Ocean City. On my way to work this morning, the fog was much thicker, but a cold front coming through will scour that out as we go through the next couple of hours. Temperatures in the 50s and low 60s right now, actually rising a little bit as that front is nearing 60 Georgetown and Seaford, 59 in Milton, but definitely bringing the windbreaker. Will be a breezy day, lower 60s at the beaches, and those winds are starting to pick up out of the north and northwest as that cold front is moving through, and they'll get gusty later today. And with the front, we have some clouds. Unfortunately, nothing in the way of rain for us as the front is moving through. A few showers maybe up near Philly and points north, but we're looking at more of the same, but gusty winds, higher fire danger as we go into this afternoon. That's another big story. By 11:30, we're looking at upper 60s, and I think early afternoon near 70 degrees inland, cooler at the beaches, and then falling temperatures as the cooler air works in this evening with mainly clear skies. Riding the ferry up to Cape May, hang on to your hat and make sure you bundle up a little bit. Only in the 60s this morning, but feeling chillier with that north and northwest wind sustained 20 miles per hour, but gusting up to 30 miles per hour at times.
Thank you, Bob. Happening tonight in Ocean City, the candidates in this year's mayoral election are expected to participate in a forum, and this will be held at the American Legion Post on Philadelphia Avenue. Incumbent Rick Meehan seeking a 10th term as mayor. He's being challenged by former Ocean City Council member Peter Buis. 7 candidates running for council. They're also expected to be available. They are vying for 4 seats in both the mayor and council positions, are 2-year terms. This forum is scheduled to begin at 6.
Starting next week, make sure you tune in to Coast TV for our preview week coverage. We are going to be airing exclusive candidate interviews focusing on the races that'll impact us here on Delmarva. Again, our Decision 2024 preview week kicks off next week.
And we're going to take a live look now at Atlanta. It's a city and all the state of Georgia for that matter. They're expected to play a big role in the 2024 presidential election. Yesterday, former President Trump paid a visit to the Peach State. And happening today, Trump will be in Arizona and Nevada for campaign stops. Vice President Kamala Harris will be in battleground Georgia.
NBC's Alice Barr shows us the latest October surprise being pushed by the Harris campaign.
This morning, both presidential nominees responding to new comments from former President Trump's one-time chief of staff, John Kelly, telling the New York Times his old boss is
certainly an authoritarian, admires people who are dictators. He has said that. So he certainly falls into the general definition of fascist, for sure.
Let me ask you tonight, do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I also believe that the people who know him best on this subject should be trusted.
The retired 4-star general also claiming the former president said complimentary things about Nazi leader Adolf Hitler.
He commented more than once that, that Hitler did some good things too.
It is deeply troubling and incredibly dangerous that Donald Trump would invoke Adolf Hitler.
Former President Trump firing back on social media, accusing Vice President Harris of going so far as to call me Adolf Hitler because he says she's losing, and calling her a threat to democracy. Also accusing John Kelly of making up a story out of pure Trump derangement syndrome hatred. The Trump campaign calling the Kelly stories debunked and fabricated, while the former president campaigned in battleground Georgia, encouraging Christians to vote in a faith-based town hall.
We've really energized a lot of people this time because they've seen how bad it is. This last 4 years it's been a horror show.
Before talking immigration at a rally as the nominees make their final push. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And early voting in Maryland begins today, in fact, in less than an hour. It'll run through Halloween. Voting hours will be each day from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And there's one location in Ocean City, that's the Powell Convention Center. We have a full list of all the Eastern Shore sites, and that can be found on Coast TV News' app and the website.
If you drive in our coastal communities during the peak summer season, you know it. There's a large number of people walking on the sidewalks and crossing the streets.
And now Bethany Beach is exploring ways to keep their beachgoers safe. And it's where we find Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber. Elisa, there are some specific moves the town could make.
Yeah, Matt and Paige, we all know during the summer season, beaches like here in Bethany Beach are packed with people and cars. And oftentimes cars are trying to find that perfect parking spot and people are juggling all of their beach equipment. So we're often preoccupied when we come to the beach, and that can lead to accidents. And Bethany Beach officials are actually looking at adding flashing lights to the crosswalk that would draw more attention to that area. They also would look to add a siren on those signs that would let you know that you are safe to cross. And this morning, the Bethany Beach Pedestrian and Bike Committee are meeting to discuss some areas of focus for the 2025 season, as well as asking the public about any concerns they have that they think should be addressed. And I spoke with one person who was walking around in Bethany Beach to see how safe they feel while walking around here during the summertime. Back to you.
Lisa Weber, thank you for that. New this morning in Lewis, that's where upgrades at the city's parks are getting reviewed, including the parking situation at the Canal Front Park. According to city officials, the crushed stone that currently covers the parking lot drains poorly after rain and often leads to standing water. The Parks and Recreation Commission has sent a recommendation to City Council to build a drain line underneath the path that empties into a basin. It's a basin that already exists at the one end of the tennis courts. And according to city documents, the contractor estimate for this work would be $8,000. Council is expected to review this plan at this morning's workshop.
Later today, we are going to learn if Maryland's coastal bays continue to see improvement in areas that make it a key natural resource. At an event in West Ocean City, the Maryland Coastal Bay Program will release its report card for 2023. In 2022, Asselman Bay received a grade of a C+. It was an improvement from the 2021's C. For 2022, dissolved oxygen levels and seagrass are indicators that had a negative impact on that rating.
We have an update on a story that we've been covering for years. It's also a story that's seen some new developments this week. It involves the proposed wind farm regulations for protecting marine life to an extent. Follow me on this here. The regulations from the federal government allows for, quote, up to 20 incidental takes of marine mammals. The government defines a take as harassment all the way up to death. People here in Delmarva, they have a lot of concerns.
I am totally against it. You look out here and you see a beautiful horizon, and under that water is all kinds of wildlife. To disturb that, to put up wind power, no.
These rules go into effect January 1st. They are to last for 5 years.
This brings us now to our Coast TV poll. We've been asking you what aspect of U.S. Wind's project worries you the most. Let's take a look at these results.
Got a little bit of change here. Page 62% say habitat disruption. 33% are not worried, and a couple votes for long-term impact and noise pollution. If you haven't voted yet, you can still do so at CoastTVNews.com or the mobile app.
All right, we're just getting started in this hour of Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, coming up, fighting fatal drugs. We look at the work being done by an organization to reduce opioid-related deaths.
Also ahead, the hurricane costs hitting North Carolina, what we're learning about the estimated damage done by Helene.
And Officers as Artists. That is the name of a national exhibit, and it will feature one of Delmarva's own. That story in this week's Coastal Connection. Coast TV News Today is back after this.
Shop, play, learn, explore at the OC RV and Van Lifestyle Show, the premier gathering for RV enthusiasts and outdoor lovers. From October 31st to November 3rd, the Ocean City Convention Center transforms into a hub of excitement and exploration. With RVs, custom vans, e-bike, golf cart, and boat test ride zones, seminars, water sports, power sports, and a wide selection of the latest gear, you'll find everything you need to enhance your next adventure. Enjoy BMX and skateboarding competitions, tiki boat cruises, and more. Buy tickets and explore with us at ocrvshow.com.
As temperatures drop, FH Fur invites you to be part of something truly heartwarming. Our Fall into Comfort Toy Drive. Through December 15th for only $29, the experts at FH Fur will perform a comprehensive heating system inspection, ensuring your home stays snug through the chilly months ahead. The best part? 100% of the proceeds will go to the United States Marine Corps Reserve's Toys for Tots. Schedule your heating inspection today with FH Fur.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
Thank you for calling Bennett Termite and Pest Solutions. This is Pam. How can I help you?
That's right. When you call Bennett Termite, you get a real person. No endless menus, just real local people ready to help. Our team is ready to make your home pest-free with safe and effective treatments. When you call, we'll answer. No automated systems, just quick, reliable service from people who care.
No problem at all. We have you on the schedule and we're happy to help.
Builders, rental properties, and hotels. Reglaze your tubs and showers like new in just one day. Repair chips, cracks, or change the color. Call Hurl's Bath Repair for a free estimate.
Draper Media, an equal opportunity employer, is dedicated to provide broad outreach regarding job vacancies at the station. We seek the help of local organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Organizations that wish to receive our vacancy information should email humanresources@wboc.com.
For some, photography is just a hobby, something to do for fun, take a few quick pictures. But for one Delaware State Police trooper, as Brendan Conroy shows us in this week's Coastal Connections, it's a whole lot more.
Turning a moment into a memory. That's what Corporal David Wynn does through the lens of his camera, and it's something he's gotten good at. In fact, one of his photographs has been selected to be on display at the National Law Enforcement Museum in Washington, D.C.
It's very humbling. It's very exciting.
And to make things even better, the picture in question, it's this shot of Corporal Wynn's own daughter standing over a puddle.
Me being able to be there, watching my kid play. She was playing in the puddle right after the rain, so that was allowed me to capture those moment, right? We kind of forget about those brief moments in life that we take for granted.
Wynn's photo will hang on the wall as part of an exhibit called Officers as Artists. While he loves snapping shots in his free time, it also plays a big role in his job as a public affairs officer for the state police.
Some of the posters we see here were used for the troop on display. Some of them were actually used for recruiting materials.
Whether for work or passion, the outcome is the same. The click of a button becomes a literal snapshot in time.
It allowed me to appreciate that and kind of reflect on it, you have to hold on to this precious moment and cherish those and be appreciative.
Feelings, even great ones, can slip away quickly, but Corporal Wynn does his best to capture the ones he never wants to forget.
Corporal Wynn's photographs are sometimes turned into posters or prints that can be seen at different troop locations across the state of Delaware, as well as the Delaware State Police Museum right here in Dover. If you want to see his and other police officers' work on display at the National Law Enforcement Museum in Washington, D.C., they're up now all the way until August of next year. In Dover, Brendan Conroy, CoastTV News.
This morning's weather forecast courtesy of Baths by Spicer Brothers, a Delmarva tradition for over 20 years.
Welcome to the brand new Baths by Spicer Brothers showroom. Experience the future of bathroom remodeling. Baths by Spicer Brothers is Delmarva's exclusive BCI Elite dealer, offering more selections, styles, and colors, including options like the laser etched tile pattern system. Made in the USA, built for beauty and performance, our baths are durable, mold resistant, and guaranteed for life.
With no money down, no interest, and no payments until 2026, you have no reason to wait.
Call Baths by Spicer Brothers today because you deserve the best.
Swim on over to Solero atop the Henlopen Hotel in Rehoboth Beach for the 2024 Mayor Institute Finraiser. Come out to the kickoff event Saturday, November 16th at 4 p.m. Enjoy a fun-filled evening, live music, and a wine tasting with celebrity bartenders. hors d'oeuvres, desserts, and both live and silent auctions. The Fundraiser is the premier fundraising event for Mayer Institute and endangered marine mammals and sea turtles. For more info and tickets, go to mayerinstitute.org.
When I asked for your vote 3.5 years ago to be your Sussex County Councilman, I pledged to find real solutions to problems in our community. We all know that we have a shortage of doctors and medical providers. Sussex County Council has worked aggressively with the Sussex Economic Development Committee to build a medical school here locally, which will bring doctors into our community who will stay here and provide services for generations to come. I ask for your vote on November 5th so I can continue the fight.
The weather is brought to you by Spicer Brothers Construction. Born here to serve here. As the season changes, temperatures drop and the leaves begin to fall, but the savings at Spicer Brothers are still hot. Now is the perfect time to tackle your home improvement projects with unbeatable savings. Right now, save 30% on a complete roofing system, plus get 50% off gutter helmet installation. At Spicer Brothers, excellence is our standard. We use only top quality materials and expert craftsmanship, ensuring each project is built to last a lifetime.
Call today and schedule your free in-home consultation because you deserve the best.
Time is 6:16, and you are looking live at Cambridge near the banks of the Choptank River. Another great day to be out on a boat. Another day of dry conditions, Bob.
Yeah, but you'll have to be careful on the boat too, Matt, because the winds will be kicking up later today. There is a small craft advisory, so keep that in mind. Breezy conditions that will also elevate the fire danger. So the streak continues now. 27 days where we have the drier weather. The record is 34 days from 2001, kind of the similar time period. The last measurable rain was on September 27th, and no rain in the future. We are now tied for 5th as far as the driest periods at the airport in Georgetown since 1945. You can see we're tied with 1965. Then you go up the list, and number 1 is 34 days, and we are going to tie that and surpass that as we go into next week. So the incredible dry stretch continues, not only for us, but really much of the country as well. I do want to go back to that one. Let's go back to that fire weather map. Oh, no, the next one. We do have a red flag warning, I should say, for New Jersey. Okay, it keeps skipping through. But we have that for New Jersey because it is very dry. We'll have to see if that's expanded to our neck of the woods as we go into the afternoon. Visibility is good right now. We're looking at 10 miles visibility. We had some fog ahead of the cold front a little bit earlier on today, and this cold front will scour out the fog. But we do have some clouds, unfortunately, nothing in the way of rain with this front as it's moving through. Just some light drizzle maybe around Philly or New York, but it's a dry frontal passage. And behind it, it's high pressure across the Great Lakes, keeping really much of the nation quiet east of the Mississippi, and that high will slide to the east. Temperature-wise right now, 50s and low 60s out there, 60 in Georgetown, 59 in Delmar, 60 in Salisbury with lower 60s from Bethany Beach to Rehoboth. Winds are picking up out of the north and northwest, and that will be a problem later today with that heightened fire danger. Some clouds this morning with the front and gusty winds, especially along the coast as temperatures slowly rise through the 60s to right around 70, say around 2 o'clock, inland areas, and 60s at the beaches. And then in the afternoon, as the cooler air builds in, temperatures will fall back pretty quickly. And then this evening, as the winds die down, it gets chilly. In fact, by tomorrow morning, we're upper 30s from Ellendale to Seaford and Delmar. You definitely want to cover the plants or bringing them in just in case we get a touch of frost, but not frosty along the coast with 40s and lots of sunshine. Friday afternoon, temperatures in the mid 60s, and then pretty chilly for Friday night lights, falling through the 50s with clear skies. But today, those winds really ramp up into the afternoon. That's when we have to be extra vigilant with that elevated fire danger. Winds 25 to 30 miles per hour, beginning to wind down as we go into the overnight into tomorrow morning. And then those winds shift southwest later Friday into Saturday as it warms up. But that's short-lived because then they shift to the northwest again with another front on Saturday. Bottom line is we keep it dry through the upcoming weekend, really until further notice. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast. 70 today, mostly sunny skies. 39 tonight, then Friday, lots of sunshine, 67. For Seawitch on Saturday, looking good, mostly sunny, 72. Make sure you have your sunglasses, sunscreen, and lots of water too. But then it's cooling down again Sunday and Monday with highs only in the lower 60s. 38 by Monday morning, and then warming up Tuesday, mostly sunny, 71. And then by Wednesday, 76. And right now, Halloween is looking mild and dry.
Sounds good, Bob. Thank you. The cost of Hurricane Helene in North Carolina has reached more than $50 billion in damage. Governor Roy Cooper announced Wednesday the new estimate is at $53 billion. That number is triple the $17 billion in damage done by Hurricane Florence in 2018. State lawmakers are set to return for a brief session where they're expected to debate another disaster relief bill. Cooper is recommending spending $3.9 billion as a down payment on the future of Western North Carolina, knowing that there are costs neither insurance companies nor the federal government will cover.
Got big news from Delaware Attorney General Kathy Jennings. Now in effect, 2 of the state's loitering and solicitation laws, they're no longer going to be enforced. This comes after the American Civil Liberties Union of Delaware filed a lawsuit claiming the laws unfairly target homeless people and violate the Constitution. So the AG has instructed all police agencies to stop enforcing them, and she says anyone previously convicted will have opportunities for expungement. Jennings says that the new legislation to amend the laws will be introduced in the next legislative session.
Coming up next, training to prevent tragedy. We're looking at what one organization in Delaware is doing to combat opioid-related deaths. Coast TV News Today returns in a moment.
Listen to 93.5 The Beach, Delmarva's rock station.
Coverage on the road, in your community, along the coast. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, coverage you can count on.
Calling all comic collectors, anime lovers, gamers, and pop culture fans. Make your way to Ocean City Comic Con December 14th and 15th at the Roland E. Powell Convention Center. Featuring over 200 vendors, artists, and special guests. Plus, take a pic with your favorite comic book hero, take part in a costume contest, and so much more. Saturday 10 to 5 and Sunday 11 to 4. Tickets start at $10 with discounts in costume or donating a non-perishable food item. For more info, go to oceancitycomiccon.com.
We're looking for our first house. We're growing a family. The Parker Group and our realtor, Jen, they were great. Helped us get our first home. That was a very smooth, easy process, especially for our first time. Family expanded a little bit more. We went right to the Parker Group because how easy it was the first time. And before we knew it, here we are in our next home and we love it.
Our experience with the Parker Group was seamless.
Our realtor and the Parker Group was almost like a family in a way. They were there for us when we needed them. That was a big thing.
100% we would go with the Parker Group again.
My dad, Mike Ramone, is a different kind of public servant. I know what you're thinking. Yeah, right. But I know from my own experience how much he cares about everyone. He's a great father and grandfather. You can see how much their futures matter to him. And he has the same passion for your kids' future. He's focused on fixing our schools and getting teachers and students the resources they need. What I can promise is he'll be a great governor for all of Delaware.
It's officially cozy season.
You're the coolest.
Let's go!
You've set quite a vibe here.
How fun is it?
On Wednesday, Lored Health Center in Georgetown hosted their Lored Goes Purple event to connect those dependent on opioids with healthcare and community resources. The goal of this event is to raise awareness and help reduce opioid-related deaths by providing Narcan and training.
I find it very useful either for myself or for other people, so I will use that information and advocate for what they're trying to do because many people out there need help, and so that's a beautiful thing here.
Now, this is the second year Lored Health Center organized this event for the community.
Rough week? Cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. Sign up now for free at coasttv.com/sign up and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday. Paige, you know what that means when I read that?
What?
It means our daily dose of joy is
Aww.
First Alert Meteorologist Bob Trahi. There he is on your screen, folks, looking
That's
all
nice.
joyful.
Oh, that makes me all emotional. Because I don't know if that's altogether true. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right, here's our beach forecast. We have a small craft advisory today. It's getting breezy, so boaters getting choppy out there with the wind. Chincoteague, 62 early on, close to 70, but breezy as we go into the afternoon, upper 60s into Assateague this afternoon. Waves around 3 to 5 feet. UV index is moderate, so still strong sunshine, even moving into the end of October. Fenwick Island and Ocean City, you're beginning in the low 60s, close to 70 as we go into the afternoon. Once again, really breezy to windy along the coast, upper 60s for Ocean City. Next 3 days on the Bayside, 70 in Cambridge today, but then it dips tomorrow to the upper 60s, back to 72 on Saturday. And for Crisfield, windy today was 67, and then only 62 Friday, but then warming up into Saturday. Then it drops again Sunday and Monday with up and down temperatures. More on that and the latest on the ongoing drought conditions coming up in the next half hour.
Thank you, Bob. Coming up, seeking drainage solutions as a plan moves forward in Lewis, dealing with water issues at Canal Front Park.
Also, preventing crashes ahead of peak season. We have a live report on how Bethany Beach could improve traffic safety.
And next, the drought we are experiencing could be dealing a blow to December, while your holiday tradition may be harder to find. Stick with us on Coast TV News today.
Mondays at 5 on Big 107.7. It's time to huddle up and talk football.
We're talking touchdowns, tackles, and everything in between. From game-changing plays to the latest news around the league.
We'll take a deep dive into all of the plays that made a difference.
We'll see you in the end zone.
Catch the End Zone, Mondays at 5 on Big 107.7. Sponsored by Tyndall's Casual Furniture.
Yeah, we getting all fired up, getting ready for the players when they line up. Think it's time we go and get them lights up. Let them high school lights ignite us. Cause we fighters, coming with a hut like this. Coming with a pick six like that. Gonna be a showdown, so big. Think it's time for football night to impact. High school football is everything. Hey, hey, let's go. For the win, for the gold, for the crown, the ring. High school football is everything.
With more than 25 years of surgical expertise, Dr. Julie Berry is now accepting new patients at Tidal Health Ear, Nose, and Throat Surgery. Dr. Berry offers specialized care for a wide range of general ear, nose, and throat disorders. Whether you're dealing with chronic sinus issues or require advanced surgical intervention, Dr. Berry is here to provide expert care tailored to your specific needs. Discover the difference that expert care can make. Schedule your appointment today.
Our crawl space was really damp, it was really dirty, and it smelled really bad. Working with the Bennett Termite team was easy. I'm very satisfied with their promptness to get here and get the project done. Our home has been super dry since it's been encapsulated. Our heating and our HVAC bills have improved. It's a huge return on your investment, and overall, it's just really something nice that you can do for your home. If I had to give somebody one piece of advice, I would say call Bennett Termite. You won't regret it.
Now on Coast TV News.
A cold front is moving through Delmarva this morning. We had some dense fog ahead of it. Unfortunately, no rain with the front. It will be cooler and breezy as we go through the day, and the drought conditions do continue. More on that coming up.
No Christmas tree. That could be the case as local farmers deal with drought-like conditions ahead of the holiday season.
Making the beach safe, the latest efforts in Bethany Beach that focuses on pedestrians and bikers.
Maryland early voting begins. Locations are set to open this morning. We are looking at how the presidential and local candidates are making their respective cases to voters.
This is Coast TV News Today.
It is October 24th, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
Yeah, time is 6:28. Countdown to Sea Witch. Paige, you were actually in Rehoboth Beach yesterday ahead of the parade.
Yes, I was. And hello to those of you who said hello. You watch Coast TV News today. I hope you're watching today. But yeah, it was crazy town. I thought it was a summer day yesterday.
You had trouble parking.
So much trouble. I found parking quicker in the summer than I did yesterday. That is a fact.
And it was a Wednesday.
And it was a Wednesday. So it was very confusing. So confused. The beach even, people in bathing suits. I mean,
it was a warm day.
Yeah, that's true too. But it was wild. So, I mean, a good thing though, a lot of you may be there for Sea Witch. So welcome if you're from out of town. But Bob, we're going to bring you in now because at least people don't have to worry really about heavy jackets or raincoats at Sea Witch.
No, absolutely not. In fact, last year, if you remember Sea Witch, the parade, it was hot, temperatures in the 80s, but much cooler this year. I'll do a deeper dive into the Sea Witch festivities coming up in just a little bit. But this morning, we've got a cold front moving through. Temperatures have actually warmed up a little bit as the front is moving through. 60 in Georgetown, 59 in Delmar. We've got 61 in Seaford, 62 in Bethany Beach and Rehoboth right now as the winds are turning to the north and northwest. We had some fog earlier, and that has now been scoured out. So some of that fog was dense. couple hours ago, but now we just have some clouds that are coming through as the front now has pretty much cleared the coast. A little shower in southern Jersey. Boy, it'd be nice if we had some rain with this front, but just some clouds right now as the front continues to press on through. And as it does, we'll see some clouds this morning. Breezy conditions, windy at the coast, gusts over 25 miles per hour there. Mid-morning, still some clouds hanging on along the coast, but it will be breezy as sunshine increases into the upper 60s shortly afternoon. I think we do hit 70 early to mid-afternoon inland areas, and then those temperatures sliding down as that cooler air does build in. And with the breezy conditions, a challenging day for the joggers out there as temperatures are in the 60s this morning, but a pretty gusty northerly wind, so maybe jog to the south to be with the wind. More on your forecast and the ongoing drought conditions coming up in a little bit later.
All right, Bob, thank you. And of course, this drought's not loosening its grip on Delmarva. We've seen how it's affected agriculture and gardens.
And now, one particular farming business that makes the holidays brighter, having trouble. Coast TV's Zakia Jennings shows us how likely Delmarva Christmas trees here will make it on the back of Santa's sleigh.
Christmas trees being watered. Believe it or not, the holiday season is right around the corner. However, this season isn't as holly or jolly for Don Hallowell. He owns Don's Tree Farm and says this drought is forcing him to run his irrigation system a lot longer than usual.
We are at a major deficit on water. We're watering 3 times a week, a little over a ½ inch, about 6/10 per watering.
He says he's not the only tree farmer struggling through the drought.
I know farmers that have lost over 25,000 trees this year. That's a terrible thing.
And while he's crossing his fingers for rain, so far the extra irrigation has been enough.
You can look at this little guy right here. See how green he is? The color is excellent, and he's doing really well.
If and when the skies do eventually open up, there is a delicate balance to worry about there as well. If we get a lot of rain, Don says suddenly he'd be worried about something called root rot.
Believe it or not, if we get too much rain, that's what causes the phytophthora, because we don't have good drainage.
Here is what Hallowell refers to as his sleigh. Each year he throws a big tree on the back and rides down Route 1. He's confident that he can make this happen this year, though he still worries about the dry conditions and what it will do to his trees that have barely formed roots. This truck here is prepped and ready to go, and as long as Hallowell continues to care for his trees, your order could be on the back of this truck soon. In Greenwood, I'm Zakia Jennings, Coast TV News.
We cover many stories here on Coast TV about pedestrian safety. If you live here, you know. Driving during the summertime, our beaches are packed with people and cars.
Bethany Beach is exploring some ways to keep beachgoers safe, and that's where Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber is live. Elisa, you spoke with someone walking around about whether or not they feel safe.
Yeah, Matt, you said it perfectly. During the summertime, beach towns like here in Bethany Beach are packed with beachgoers and a lot of cars. And oftentimes during the summer times, we're preoccupied if we're driving, we're trying to find that perfect parking spot. And if we're headed to the beach, we're trying to juggle all of our beach equipment. And this morning, Bethany Beach officials will meet to discuss some ways to keep people safe. They will discuss focus areas for the 2025 season, as well as asking the public about any concerns they have that they think should be addressed. One person told us they avoid coming to Bethany Beach during the summertime.
I generally try and avoid the downtown when people are up and around, so I walk here every morning. So I try and get here before 10 when they start to pay for parking, and walk the boardwalk and the downtown, and generally it's not crowded then.
And Bethany Beach officials are looking to put flashing lights at crosswalks like this one to draw more attention to people trying to cross in order to keep people safe during that busier season. Back to you.
Elisa, thank you. Happening tonight in Ocean City, the candidates in this year's mayoral election expected to participate in a forum. This will be at the American Legion Post on Philadelphia Avenue. Incumbent Rick Meehan is seeking a 10th term as mayor. He's being challenged by former Ocean City Council member Peter Buis. These 7 candidates running for council are also expected to be available. They are vying for 4 seats. Both the mayor and council positions are for 2-year terms. That forum scheduled to begin at 6.
And starting next week, make sure to tune in to Coast TV for our preview week coverage. We will air exclusive candidate interviews focusing on the races that impact us here on Delmarva. Our Decision 2024 Preview Week kicks off next week.
Let's go live now, somewhere we don't go too often. Atlanta, Georgia is seeing plenty of activity this week as the Trump and Harris presidential campaigns make stops in the Peach State. Yesterday, former President Trump paid a visit to Georgia, and today it'll see Vice President Harris. Last night, she participated in a town hall hosted by CNN. Harris ramped up her attacks on former President Trump's character, making it the center of her closing arguments to voters. During that town hall, she addressed a number of issues, including Israel and the rise of anti-Semitism that's happened throughout the U.S. over the past year.
I will say that we have seen a rise in anti-Semitism. It is something that we have to be honest about and we have to deal with. As Attorney General, I actually published a hate crimes report on a regular basis, and anti-Semitism was among the highest forms of hate in our country, and this was before October 7.
Former President Donald Trump was on the campaign trail in Georgia on Wednesday. Trump was critical of the Biden-Harris administration's approach to Israel and that nation's response following the brutal terrorist attacks last year. He also shared that he has been in contact with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Fortunately, they didn't listen to Biden, because if they listened to Biden, they'd right now be waiting for a bomb to drop on them.
Trump is scheduled to be out west on Thursday, campaigning in Nevada and Arizona.
Early voting in Maryland begins today, and it's going to run through Halloween. Voting hours each day will be from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. There's one location in Ocean City, that's the Powell Convention Center, and a full list of Eastern Shore sites can be found on the CoastTV News app and our website.
New this morning in Lewis, improving the drainage situation in the canal front parking lot. We'll get a look by Mayor Andrew Williams and the City Council. According to city officials, the crushed stone that currently covers the parking lot at the park drains poorly after rain, and this often leads to standing water. The Parks and Recreation Commission is recommending having a drain line underneath the path. The line would empty into a basin that already exists at one end of the tennis courts, and according to city documents, the contractor estimated work for this would be $8,000. The Parks and Recreation Commission included this in its strategic planning report draft. That is scheduled to be reviewed by City Council at their 10 a.m. workshop.
Some developing news now in West Ocean City. Today, we are going to learn if Maryland's coastal bays continue to see improvements in areas that make it a key natural resource. The Maryland Coastal Bay Program will release its report card for 2023. In a 2022, Assomin Bay received a grade of C+. That was up from 2021's just C. Dissolved oxygen levels and seagrass are areas that Assomin still struggles with. Now, that C+ grade was actually tied with Newport Bay for the biggest improvement of the 5 coastal bays that the program rates.
More news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Still ahead, tragic tropical storm. It's the situation in the Philippines. The aftermath after it made landfall on Wednesday.
Also, postseason volleyball position as programs in both Delaware and Maryland are getting ready for conference championship games and state tournaments.
And library funding falling short, the problems in Frankfurt, and the moves that are being made to deal with its budget problem. CoastTV News Today is back after this.
I've been thinking about renovating my garage floor, and suddenly I'm seeing signs everywhere. The universe keeps hinting, even at my local gas company. Pinnacle Concrete is everywhere. And again, multiple signs at the print store. The signs are too strong to ignore. It's time to call. With so many options, my dream is taking shape. And now, I'm not just seeing signs, I'm living proof. Pinnacle Concrete Coatings, because quality matters.
We know Angela Alsobrooks got caught taking illegal tax breaks, owing $59,000 in back taxes.
And she's now getting a deal. No penalties and a 25% reduction in interest.
Now the New York Times reports Alsobrooks lied on official mortgage documents, and Alsobrooks was sued twice for not paying her bills. Thousands in water, sewer, and other expenses. What scandal will they report next? Maryland's Future is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Swim on over to Solero atop the Henlopen Hotel in Rehoboth Beach for the 2024 Mayor Institute Fundraiser. Come out to the kickoff event Saturday, November 16th at 4 p.m. Enjoy a fun-filled evening, live music, and a wine tasting with celebrity bartenders, hors d'oeuvres, desserts, and both live and silent auctions. The Fundraiser is the premier fundraising event for Mayor Institute and endangered marine mammals and sea turtles. For more info and tickets, go to mayerinstitute.org.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation where we bring the showroom to you.
640 on our increasingly breezy Thursday morning. Cold front has moved through. You can see the winds are now northwest in Salisbury, 60 degrees. You probably had some fog earlier, but visibility looking really good now. Just some clouds floating through with the cold front. Unfortunately, no rain. A few little showers across southern Jersey, but that's about it. As the front has moved through and the winds will get gusty from the northwest. And with the atmosphere kind of churned up right now, it's a little milder with temperatures in the 50s and low 60s right now. And the winds are coming in out of the north and northwest, and they'll get gusty, especially later today. Morning commute, I gave the green light, breezy and cool. Green light too for the evening commute. However, that wind will probably buffet you around a little bit, so keep that in mind, breezy and cooler. And in case you missed our umbrella winner, Eileen Weber from Lewis. Unfortunately, Eileen, you probably won't be using your umbrella until sometime in November, but congratulations nonetheless. From Paul Davis and Coast TV.
Bob, the Frankfort Public Library is now facing some tough financial challenges. Library leaders say that they're cutting in programs and employee hours as they're trying to get more funding. The Frankfort Library is not part of the state library system, so it does not get a lot of money from the county and the state. That funding just barely covers employee salaries. Most of their money comes from grants and fundraising, but officials say there was a $75,000 budget gap just last year.
Right now, if we continue to be in the situation that we were in last year, we probably only have enough reserves for 2 to 3 years, and that's provided that the roof doesn't give way or, every air conditioner breaks.
And again, most of the library's money is going to come from grants and fundraising.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studio.
Yeah, the final week of the regular season in the Bayside and the Henlopen and volleyball is winding down. So let's start with the Bayside North title game in Centerville. Queen Anne's is headed back to the Bayside Championship. The Lady Lions topped Kent Island in 4 sets last evening, 3-1. QAC is now a perfect 14-0 on the season and lost just 3 sets the whole year. The Lady Lions will take on Parkside in the Bayside title game. That's coming up on Monday, while Kent Island gets ready for a likely rematch in the regional playoffs beginning later next week. Snow Hill and Pocomoke also never disappoints, and the Warriors protected home court against the Eagles, 3-1 the final over Snow Hill. Pocomoke turns right around and plays James M. Bennett later this evening to finish the regular season. That one starts at 5 in Salisbury. Snow Hill, meanwhile, readying for the 1A regional playoffs coming up next week. Up in Delaware, how about Florida Gulf Coast beach volleyball commit Elena Milloway and Delmarva Christian? The Lady Royals rolled past Red Lion in straight sets. Milloway recently surpassed 1,000 kills for her career, and with this win, she helps DC end the regular season at 8-7. Lake Forest also won in straight sets over Indian River. The Spartans finished 12-3 and now set their sights on Cape Henlopen in the conference title game. That match set to be played at Cape this Saturday. That for sports. Have a great one, everybody.
Here's what's coming up tonight on DSN at 6:30. It is Henlopen Conference Boys Soccer when Cape hosts Sussex Central. That's followed by the Bayside Conference Girls Soccer match at 10:30 post time. After that, we have the final score. And then on the DSN Plus app, Sussex Central and Cape. And then here are your DSN Plus exclusives at 5:30. Delaware High School Field Hockey when Sussex Academy hosts St. Mark's. At 6, Virginia High School Football, Nandua at Arcadia.
Now let's shift over to the NFL Week 8 and Sunday Night Football. I know you're looking forward to it. A game Eagles and Commanders fans will definitely have their eyes on. The Cowboys are facing the 49ers. Should be a good game. Coverage on Coast TV begins at 7.
Coming up, tragical tropical storm. That's the situation in the Philippines, the aftermath after it made landfall on Wednesday.
Almost Friday, everybody, but first we got to get through Thursday, so here's what's coming up today on Coast Life.
We do know that Sea Witch Festival kicks off this weekend, and it's going to be so much fun. And the Rehoboth Beach Museum is even getting in on some of that action.
That's right, and Halloween is on its way. And how well do you really know your favorite candies? We're going to put some of these candies and our taste buds to the test.
All right, we'll figure that one out. And we know you like giving back to our community. Our friends at Coast Country have a way for you to do exactly that.
All that and more today at 4 on Coast Life.
Looking forward to Coast Life coming up at 4 o'clock, and we're looking at clouds this morning on the Tyndall's Casual Furniture camera. Clouds with a cold front, nothing in the way of rain, unfortunately. And we will be seeing that front moving through. We had some fog earlier. That is now gone. Otherwise, breezy and cooler conditions into your Friday. Then up and down temperatures through the weekend as our drought conditions persist. More on that and Sea Witch coming up in your full forecast in 2 minutes.
Listen to Big 107.7, Delmarva's classic rock station.
Positive, focused.
Supportive and goal-oriented. These are just a few qualities of coaches who inspire their athletes.
Each month, the Preston Automotive Group will select a coach who makes a difference and make a $500 donation to their organization. Then at the end of the year, 3 of these coaches will receive an extra donation to their program.
Nominate your coach today at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com under the Features tab.
Delmarva Sports Network coach who makes a difference. Brought to you by Preston Automotive Group.
As a math teacher, Matt Meyer knows that Delaware's tax system isn't adding up. So he has a plan to fix it. Give middle-class families a tax cut, invest in schools, and lower costs. But Mike Ramone's plan gives tax breaks to the ultra-rich, which could cut education by nearly $175 million. Matt Meyer knows these numbers don't add up. He'll make state taxes fair so families can get ahead. Vote Matt Meyer for governor.
In 2019, 2 visionaries banded together behind a restaurant to create the ultimate pizza, starting from scratch, just like our dough. At the Dough Bar, everything is a season for a reason. From our gourmet specialty pizzas to our signature sandwiches and mouth-watering entrees, we use high-quality ingredients for a freshness you'll crave. Enjoy our specialty cocktails with 16 craft brews on tap, or toast your own s'mores tableside by the water. Order online or visit the Dough Bar, Milton, Delaware's hidden gem.
Weather brought to you by Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, dedicated to excellence in Delaware and Maryland.
It's the perfect time to upgrade your home's comfort with Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning.
Now through December 7th, get up to $2,200 with Carrier's Cool Cash Instant Rebate on qualifying systems. That's right, big savings on a brand new, energy-efficient heating system. You may also be eligible for a federal tax credit up to $2,000 with a qualified system.
Get it done now and stay warm all winter long. Call Coastal Comfort or visit coastalcomfort.com, a Carrier factory authorized dealer serving Maryland and Delaware. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Time is now 6:47 on your Thursday. Let's go now to Ocean View. Check out the scene there. Oh, I was hoping the sun would be up, Bob, but I was wrong about that. A little cloudy, but we know those aren't rain clouds because we're going to be sunny the rest of the month.
Yeah, unfortunately, not rain clouds, Paige. These are just clouds that are with that cold front. I wish it would rain on us, but it will not be. But I guess we should enjoy the dry weather anyway. We've got the Sea Witch Festival coming up and looking good the next 3 days, 66 on Friday. And for the parade on Saturday, much cooler than last year, 72. Last year, we were in the 80s. And then Sunday, cooling down around 61 as we go into your Sunday. So looking good for Sea Witch for sure. And as far as the fall foliage, boy, the colors are looking really nice right now. We're near peak, and I'm expecting peak next week as we get closer to Halloween. 27 days now we've been dry. The last measurable rain was back on September 27th, and we continue to move up the list of driest periods, now tied for 5th with 1965 in Georgetown. And we continue to move up this dry list, and we'll be probably in first place as we go into next week. And we do have a fire weather warning into areas of New Jersey. Nothing for Delmarva yet, but we'll have to see if they maybe expand that as we go into this afternoon. It will be breezy and dry. Visibility is good right now. We had some fog earlier ahead of this cold front, but now, well, it's just those clouds floating on through. A few showers maybe over Delaware Bay into areas in New Jersey. Otherwise, it's a dry frontal passage as it's continuing to move offshore, and just a few showers up through New York and New England. They too are dry, and the drought conditions actually expand all the way back into the Midwest, where we have high pressure building in, and once again, that will keep our weather quiet. Temperatures out the door, 60 in Del Mar and Georgetown, 62 Indian River Inlet and Rehoboth right now, as the winds are starting to come in out of the northwest. They'll get gusty this morning, and especially this afternoon. We have the clouds on Futurecast this morning, breezy conditions, temperatures in the 60s, and then more on the way of sunshine later this morning into this afternoon. I think we will hit 70 in a lot of inland spots around 2 o'clock, not so at the beaches, and then temperatures sliding down as we go into this evening as the cooler air is building in, and then by Friday morning it's chilly. Cover your plans. Del Mar, Millsboro, back through Seaford and Georgetown as well. Maybe a little frosty there. Otherwise, sunshine heading into your Friday, and cool highs into the mid to upper 60s inland. Cooler at the beaches, and then cool for Friday night lights with temperatures falling into the 50s. Gusty winds maybe over 30 miles per hour today at the beaches, and then once again those higher winds will elevate the fire danger, so really be careful into the afternoon. No burning, and we are looking at those winds shifting to the southwest on Friday, but then they're shifting to the northwest on Saturday behind another front, and there it is. We could see some clouds with that. No rain, just some clouds and keeping it dry until further notice. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast. 70 today, chilly Friday morning, 67 Friday. Sea Witch on Saturday, 72. Looking good there, but then much cooler Sunday, 61. Looking frosty Monday morning, chilly Monday, and then warming through the 70s into the mid-70s and sunshine on Wednesday.
Thank you, Bob. More than 24 people are dead. Thousands have had to flee their homes as Tropical Storm Trami made landfall in the Philippines. The storm drenched the region, causing widespread flooding and landslide, and it was packing winds of 50 miles per hour as it approached the northern Philippines on Wednesday. According to the U.S. Navy's Joint Typhoon Warning Center, the Philippine Coast Guard, which we're seeing here, they're helping carrying out evacuations and rescuing people from their homes.
A fire in Rehoboth Beach Wednesday caused significant damage inside a home. This was on Land's End Drive in the Rehoboth Beach Country Club. The cause of the fire remains unknown, but first responders did tell CoastTV that they believe it came from the basement. All right, time is now 6:51. It's time for us to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
And today's coastal pet of the day is Benny. We're getting Benny in here now because he has a birthday coming up this weekend. Woo. Here it's going to be a big party with his brother Diesel. Benny was submitted to us, as always, by Tammy in Seaford.
I know Tammy throws good parties, too. I can tell by the pictures she sends us.
I think she's a good decorator.
That's for sure. Don't forget, we love seeing all your pets on Delmarva. Keep sending us photos. Tell us all about your pet and what makes them so special.
Scan the QR code at the top of your screen to submit your furry friend to Coast TV News, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
And Benny looking festive as usual. This morning, seeing some clouds out there on the gutter helmet cam with the cold front coming through. 60 degrees in Ocean View. We will see a breezy and cooler day on the way. That continues into Friday. Then up and down temperatures as we go through the next several days and staying dry as the drought rolls on. I'll have your 10-day forecast through Halloween coming up next.
Window World of Delmarva, quality and price that can't be beat. Get a 10-window package for only $121.81 per month.
No matter the size of the project, you can trust Window World of Delmarva to get it done right.
Remember, first to call, first to install.
Coverage on the road, in your community, along the coast. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, coverage you can count on.
Brian, what's the difference between treated wood and composite decking?
Treated wood decking costs less, but requires a lot of maintenance over the years. Composite decking looks like wood, but won't fade, curl, or rot. It's insect resistant, maintenance free, and comes with a lifetime warranty. Get composite decking for the same price as treated lumber through October, extended just for you.
Paul Davis can bring the showroom to you as soon as tomorrow.
And we'll give you an estimate that day.
Call Paul Davis, the restoration and remodeling experts.
This is Dean Bennett of Bennett Termite and Pest Solutions. People ask me, how did bed bugs get into my home? Bed bugs can hitch a ride in your luggage or on your clothes. They can even be hidden in a piece of used furniture that you bring into your home. When you've seen one, it's already too late and the damage has begun. However they got there, we can eliminate them with our green and effective heat and treat system.
Remember, Delmarva, quality isn't expensive, it's priceless.
Next Jeopardy! Kiki's a contestant with a hobby or two.
Stained glass, tap dancing. I think I want to try taiko drumming.
Thursday at 7:30 on Coast TV.
Next reel, it's the spookiest time of year, and one of these players could make a killing.
It's $1 million. It could be yours.
Thursday at 7 on Coast TV.
Are damaged and outdated showers and tubs hurting your rental property or hotel bookings? Repair and reglaze them for less. Call Hurls Bath Repair for a free estimate.
Here's Dr. Ron Leonard, our elder statesman. Now, how long have you worked here, Dr. Ron? Probably decades?
Centuries. We used to drill holes in patients' heads to release evil spirits, but hey, that's the 80s for you.
For professionalism, craftsmanship, and quality products at the best price, choose Window World.
If you need a new roof or windows or siding, just give them a call. I was very pleased and would recommend them to everyone.
Call Window World today.
It's 6:55. It's time for some things you need to know before you go. Tonight in Ocean City, the candidates in this year's mayoral election are expected to participate in a forum. It's going to be held at the American Legion Post on Philadelphia Avenue. Incumbent Rick Meehan seeking a 10th term as mayor, and he's being challenged by former Ocean City Council member Peter Buis. The 7 candidates running for council are also expected to be there. They are vying for 4 seats. That forum is scheduled to begin at 6.
Today we will learn if Maryland's coastal bays continue to see improvement in areas that make it a key natural resource. The Maryland Coastal Bay Program will release its report card for 2023. 2022, Assawoman Bay received a grade of C+. That was up from 2021 C. Dissolved oxygen levels in seagrass are areas that Assawoman still struggles with. That C+ grade was tied with Newport Bay for the biggest improvement of the 5 coastal bay programs that the program rates. Regulations from the federal government regarding wind farms off of our coast allows for, quote, up to 20 incidental takes of marine mammals. Now, the government defines a take as harassment all the way to death. Many people here in Delmarva have a lot of concerns about these rules that go into effect January 1st and rules that last for 5 years.
All right, this might be the easiest observance to participate in because all you have to do is eat.
Was that another shot at me?
No.
Oh, no. It's National Food Day. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, my goodness.
I know, I'm sensitive.
Just today. Well, food is food. The day was created to shine a spotlight on eating healthy, to be specific.
Yeah, first observed in 2011, National Food Day aims to educate how healthy, keyword healthy foods can also be affordable and sustainable.
Where are they finding this very affordable, healthy food? Let me know.
Okay.
Okay, that was a shot at something else. It is 6:56 now, and it's time for a look at your forecast before you head out the door.
Hey, how about this, Bob? Lisa out in Bethany Beach, who was live earlier in our newscast, she said it was sprinkling a little bit there.
Whoa, sprinkles. Whoa. Wow, that's awesome, except I think that's going to be the extent of our rain. Guys, it's just seeing the sprinkles. Our drought will be continuing, but thanks for that report, Elisa. Maybe some sprinkles this morning with the clouds. Otherwise, breezy with sunshine today, highs near 70. Feeling cooler with the wind and the fire danger elevating into the afternoon. Paul Davis 10-day forecast, cooler Saturday 67 for Seawitch 72, and then cooling down again Sunday and Monday, maybe frosty Monday morning, then warming up towards Halloween up to 78. But still remaining dry as we head into the beginning of November.
All right, Bob, thank you, and thank you all for joining us on Coast TV News today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
We'll be back with Coast TV Midday at 11, so stick around.
And until then, have a great Thursday morning, everybody.